Well, hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Oh my goodness, what a day. It has been busy and it has been wonderful. I am sitting in the little town of Bliss that is apparently not so little anymore. They actually have a McDonald's. I can't believe it. A McDonald's in the little tiny town of Bliss. That's crazy. They never used to have an actual restaurant, like chain restaurant in Bliss, but they certainly do now. Um, they have a Love's truck stop. Um, they've got like 2 or 3 gas stations now, and I see construction going on. And um, a McDonald's. I can't believe it. That's just crazy. But the wind is like blowing so hard here today. And so I was kind of bucking I don't know if it was a headwind or if it's a side wind or what it was, where it was coming from, but it was blowing super hard. And I knew I wouldn't make it all the way home. So I thought I'd stop here and fuel up before I went the rest of the way home. And I was just shocked to see a McDonald's. So I decided to go ahead and grab myself an iced coffee before I head home. Sorry, a car parked next to me, starting up. But yes, Logan, I am. I'm going to go through town and I'll go the back road, like I was going to go through Hagerman, but go out that way and catch the freeway just for a little something different to do, little different scenery. It's so pretty to go that direction. So um, I thought that's what I would do. Show a little different area besides the freeway. So anyway, um, I just am so shocked at how crazy busy Bliss is. This is crazy. I've never seen Bliss this big. It is really growing. Hi. Oh, the wind is crazy here. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Got a little cheeseburger to go with it. Tide me over till I get home. Oh, pardon my manners. Anyway, oh, we've had such a wonderful, wonderful visit this weekend. We have been in Wendell since Thursday. I, however, am alone. It is just me by my little old lonesome in the van. I left Logan. I left him. He's with his mama now. So is Bella, our doggy. No, I'm just kidding. He is with his mom, and so is Bella. I left them there so that Logan could continue to do some little projects to help out his mom and his dad. We weren't able to quite get everything done that we wanted to do. And so we were talking to them about some of the things that we're having to do at our house. And they have a pickup that they're not really using. And so they generously offered to let us bring the pickup home um, to our house and use it for a while to get some things accomplished that we need to do. And since we have two vehicles to get home and I have to drive the van and he's driving the pickup, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and go home and take care of our cats and our plants that need taken care of. And then that way he could stay home, stay with his mom and work on the projects that she needs to have done there. And so anyway, that's what's happening. That's where Logan is. He is, I did leave him there in Wendell, and I am going home, but he is coming back. I didn't leave him. I didn't leave him for good. But maybe she can whip him into shape. No, I'm just kidding. Logan, you're doing a wonderful job, and I appreciate everything you're doing for your mom. I know what a blessing it is to her and to Dad. And I just hope that we can get enough done to get her by for a while until hopefully we can get back down there and do some more. It's not always easy to make the drive, and you know, we're just close enough, but not close enough. And it's hard to get down there to do everything that we'd like to do and be there for them when they need our help. And so sometimes things get backed up and then it takes a few days to get it done. So, yummy. Okay. Let's get this drive on the ride. Or this ride on the road. There we go. This ride on the road. That's what we'll do. If we can get out of the parking spot safely. All right. I am going to, I'm probably going out of here the wrong direction. I am going to turn you around so that you can see this quaint little town. And find the right buttons here. Pardon my fingers. There we go. Now you can see the quaint little town that we're in. This is the town of Bliss. And go over here on this side. Right directly in front of me is their little elementary school. That school has been there forever. I don't know the history of this town, so I can't really tell you much, but I can tell you that it leads to the town of Hagerman, where the Hagerman fossil beds are, and they found the Hagerman horse there, which is a prehistoric horse. Oh, there's the museum. We're passing it now. You can also see the Oregon Trail. If you turn right here where this pickup in front of me is turning, I guess you can't see too much of it, but anyway, you can turn and go down the canyon and take the Thousand Springs Scenic Byway. And there are so many natural springs that come out of the rocks. And it is just gorgeous. The springtime is the best time to go down and take the drive, because that's when all the water is really coming out of the ground and out of the rocks. And it is just an absolutely gorgeous drive. Anyway, that was the little town of Bliss. If you blink, you miss it. I apologize. I'm trying to eat a cheeseburger real quick. And we're just about back on the freeway. Down here in the Magic Valley, especially on the north side of the canyon, you can just about tell time by the wind. When I was living with my aunt and uncle during my senior year of high school, we used to do chores around 4 or 4:30, taking care of the cows and the horses and the chickens. And we could always tell when it was 4:30 or thereabout, because the wind would start to blow. We lived in Jerome, which is on the north side of the canyon, and Twin Falls sits on the south side. Twin Falls didn't get as much wind, but on the north side in Jerome, you could tell time by the wind, because as soon as the wind kicked up, you could look at your watch and it would be just about 4:30. It was the craziest thing. All right. Now we're headed home. Tumbling tumbleweeds. And away we go. You know, the desert is such an understated beauty. And there's so many different types of deserts. Some are nothing but sand. Some have a lot of cactuses. Some have a lot of sagebrush. Some have volcanic rock and sagebrush and sand. You know, it's so different, so unique. Our God is an amazing God, and He created this land so different, so diverse, just like humans. And every bit of land has its own beauty. And you can look at every human being, and even though they have their downfalls, they have their little bits of ugliness in them. And yes, every person has a bit of ugliness in them. They have their own beauty too. They can be just absolutely gorgeous. And they have so much to offer if you just look. You just take time to look, and you can find the most amazing beauty if you just look. I guess some people would call me a cockeyed optimist. I apologize, I can't read comments while I drive. I'll try, but I do want to be safe. I do see Jesse and Lisa in here. Hi, I'm glad you joined me. I want to say us, but it's just me. So, anyway, we're getting ready to come into Hammett and Paradise Valley. We'll have a little bit different view of it than we did on our trip down to Wendell. I got to get around these trucks. I got somebody trying to take a ride in the trunk of my. I think I'll go become a truck sandwich so they can get around me. Wow. People are crazy on the road. They are so crazy the way they drive. Now I got the truck that was behind me going around me when I was just trying to get out of the way. Oh well, I'm not in any hurry. Okay, have my little snack. For those of you who know um, the Vineyard Kids, isn't that amazing? The contest that they're in and the opportunities that they have set before them. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And I sure pray that they are able to rise to the top and win the competition. They have such a blessed ministry, and they have so much talent. This is such an amazing opportunity for those young ladies. I wish that I could do more for them and help promote them more, but I will continue to share them with others and promote them. We're coming into one of my favorite parts of this drive. This is King Hill, one of the hardest stretches to climb. this hill is really steep, and my poor little van's only a 4-cylinder. It can get pretty tough to climb. Pool noodle climb running across the road. Come on, truckies, get out of the way. When we get up to the top here, we'll drop over into Paradise Valley, and it's just beautiful. It's working pretty good. I had to attach the phone holder to the window. We had a textured soft dash in the van, so it didn't work to attach it to the dash. But it works great putting it on the window. Thank you so very much for this. Here we go. Here's Paradise Valley. When the crops are in the ground, it is just gorgeous. Yeah, poor little engine. Actually, this little van, even though it's 4-cylinder, it is pretty powerful. It's surprising how powerful it really is. If you didn't get to see our live from Thursday, Jesse, you should go back and check it out, because I was holding the phone for part of it. I left it in the holder most of the time, but I took it out and I was able to show um, part of the valley here and part of the Snake River Canyon. It was pretty. It wasn't just a stationary video. Here we go, winding up the rubber band again. Make it to the top. It's the strangest thing, even though the elevation in Caldwell is only about, I think it's around between 2,000 and 2,600. And the elevation in Wendell is around 4,000. It seems like we do more climbing going back home than we do going to Wendell. You wouldn't think it, but the entirety of south central and southwest Idaho is very, very good wine country. It's becoming pretty well known for the wines that they produce in this area. Up in the Canyon County area, there are so many wineries. It's crazy. They've established a wine tour and they have a whole map written up for it and everything. Wineries put on different concert series and tours and different events uh, throughout the summer. They have the Gene Harris Jazz Festival at one of the wineries in Caldwell. I bet you'd enjoy that one, Jesse. It's so sad to see all these crosses strung across the highway, even the back roads. White crosses everywhere. Oh, goodness. It's too quiet in here, Logan. I'm used to you yammering at me all the time. It's so quiet. But it's so hard to drive and read comments at the same time. It was nice to have Logan driving on the way down, and then I had his phone so I could read comments. I don't think the drivers around me appreciate me reading comments while I drive. Uh-oh. Got a wee blue ahead. Got a wee blue ahead. People slow down when they see a wee blue. Who was that, Logan, that said, who called the police and the ambulance the wee blues? Do you remember? I was thinking it was Ronson that said that, but I don't think it was. This is the top part of the road where the wall was on our drive down to Wendell. If you watched the live going to Wendell, I showed you the wall on the freeway, and this is the upper part of that wall. This is in the area around Hammett here. Once we get out of Hammett, we're real close to Mountain Home. And after we get to Mountain Home, we're just basically back to Boise and almost home. It doesn't take too long once you get there. If it weren't for the cost of gas, we'd be able to go down and time, working it around our schedule. We would be able to go down to Logan's parents' place more frequently, but as it is, it's so costly. We just aren't able to go as often as what we would like. We had planned on going for Christmas, and weather didn't allow. And we kept making plans to go. Well, let's just put it this way. We went down on Thursday and we finally gave them their Christmas presents. And they gave us ours. That's how long it's been since we've been there. So Jesse and Lisa, when you guys were through here, was it as pretty as it is now? Most people don't think the desert is pretty, but I do. I think, of course, this is a high desert. High deserts are different than like Southern California, the Death Valley. But we're coming up to one of our last big hills to climb. We're about 24 miles from, no, about 19 miles from Mountain Hall. Here's a little something that a lot of people didn't know. The television was created in Idaho. And the very first atomic energy was developed in eastern Idaho. There is a city in eastern Idaho called Atomic City. And it was the very first city ever in the world to be lit and operated by atomic energy. That was their form of electricity. And it's down by the city of Arco. There's also a place called Craters of the Moon that when they were getting ready for the very first space mission for NASA, that is where they trained the astronauts for the first lunar mission. It's very, very fascinating history. It wasn't too many years ago, there was a couple of women went out into the Craters of the Moon National Park and got themselves lost. Both women ended up losing their lives because of the terrain. When you go into the national park, they give you warnings. I don't remember what all the warnings are, but they warn you to be either an experienced climber or to have an experienced climber with you because of the rugged terrain. I know that's one warning that they give you. But that's fascinating history here in southern Idaho. I don't know as much about northern Idaho as I do southern. But I do know that northern Idaho, has a completely different terrain than um, northern. I mean, northern Idaho has completely different terrain than southern Idaho has. The panhandle of Idaho is different than southern Idaho. I've never been to northern Idaho, but I wouldn't mind going. I know that there's a modern homesteading conference taking place June 27th and 28th. And I would absolutely love to go there to the conference, but it's just not possible. I know that there's going to have some really wonderful speakers there. Temple Grandin will be there. And I don't know the name. I'm not real familiar with the other names, but I do know Temple Grandin. And she is the keynote speaker for the weekend. Incidentally, speaking of Temple Grandin is very designing and building your beef packing, meat packing facilities across the country. In fact, the ones here in southern Idaho, like in Kuna and Jerome, and I think there's one in Idaho Falls or Pocatello, she has designed and built those. And it's fascinating how she came about building those. And if you don't know who she is an autistic woman who holds, I don't know how many different degrees. She's a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and I think she's a veterinarian or an animal behaviorist, something along those lines. And she literally, when she designs these packing houses, she literally gets down on all fours. She gets down on her hands and knees and crawls through the entire facility to make sure that every inch of that facility is safe and humane for the animals when they come into the facility to be processed. If there is even the slightest bit that would be potentially dangerous or harmful to them, she makes it be redesigned or reworked until it is right to her standards. She's amazing, just amazing. She understands the need for packing houses, but she also understands the need for dignity for the animals. It's really neat to read about her and to study her life. Very fascinating woman. I would just love to go and hear her speak. My son is autistic, high-functioning autism, Asperger's, and I learned about Temple Grandin when I was learning about his diagnosis back when he was 15. And I've always been fascinated by her story. So anyway, but if anybody's interested in the Homesteaders Conference coming up in Idaho, it's taking place in Coeur d'Alene. It's at the fairgrounds, I believe, at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds in Coeur d'Alene, June 27th and 28th. It's a Friday and Saturday. I would suggest getting your tickets now and finding a place to stay. You might look into Airbnb as an option for your housing or your place to stay. Hotel rooms are going to be at a premium, and they're likely already booked. Your tickets, I believe, are $149. That includes your entire weekend, both days of the conference. And I believe it includes your encounter, your special encounter with Temple Grandin. That's your basic ticket. There are VIP tickets available. But now there is a way to get your ticket fee reimbursed if you sign up to be a volunteer. But you have to go and volunteer for the weekend in order to get your ticket fee reimbursed. Just reach out to the Modern Homesteading Conference coordinators and ask about volunteer opportunities if you're interested in going to the conference and helping out. So anyway, that's what I can tell you about that. Yeah. So, and we are getting real close to Mountain Home already, guys. We're out near the what is it? It's a waste facility, special waste facility. I can't remember the exactly what it is, but there's also Gowan Field, which is part of the Mountain Home Air Force Base, which Sir Grace of Grace and Fire, he was stationed at Mountain Home Air Force Base for a while. I found that out here not too long ago. Anyway, this is the area where the Mountain Home Air Force Base is located. And this is a big growing community also. So I got about 76 miles to go before I'm home. So, have I bored everybody yet? It's kind of just more of the same terrain out here, a little bitty sagebrush and desert, but it's pretty. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but every now and then there's birds of prey floating in the air. Sometimes we'll see antelope on the side. They'll be out in the field. We have the pronghorn antelope out here. once the weather warms up a lot, we'll have the what we call them rock chumps, but it's hoary marmots. It's a groundhog, basically. And we have um, ground squirrels. A lot of people around here just refer to them as whistle pigs. But, well, here we are at Mountain Home. You can see that coming into the distance. I ought to stop and go into Love's, or Pilot, rather. It's a Pilot stop. But I have nothing to get. No reason to stop. We have the Duck Valley Indian Reservation in the area. I'm not exactly sure. I've never been there, but yeah, so I'm not exactly sure how far away it is. But you would take this exit here to get to it. I know that. I'll try to remember exactly where the covered wagon is, Jesse. It pointed out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it as I fly by or not. But Logan was telling you about the covered wagon that's along the freeway here. And I'll try to remember where it's at pointed out. It'll be coming up here before too long. I know it's near an overpass, and not this one, but let's see. There's a little covered wagon. Oh, no, wait a minute. It's not near an overpass. It's coming up right here on the left-hand side. There's some old equipment over here. You can see like a hay derrick, and then there's a little shelter, and underneath that shelter is where the little wagon is. It's a little Conestoga wagon, and we're about to pass it right there. I wish I could remember where the old Sears Roebuck barn is in Caldwell, or not Caldwell, Wilder. And I would take a drive out there one of these days and show it to you guys. Back when I used to work for the Canyon County Historical Museum, we did a bunch of research on all the different kit barns in the area. And that particular one out there in Wilder was one that the family was restoring to be put on the National Historic Register. And I got a chance to tour the building, and the family was going to turn it into a destination, an event center. I don't know if they ever did get it done or not, but it sure was a neat building. It's always so windy through this area at Mountain Home. And then to have an especially windy day makes driving a little tough in a high-profile vehicle. So I apologize for quiet moments. I'm concentrating on not getting whipped into trucks and other vehicles. We got 36 miles to Boise. I know what we could do on the way. Maybe we'll stop at the stage stop and take a quick little tour on the way home. It's a fun little truck stop. We mentioned it on the way down. And they have the neatest little gift shop in there. And it has a very neat history. Originally, it was the stage stop on the Oregon Trail. It's where all the stages used to stop between communities that had sprung up along the Oregon Trail. And it was the trading post. And eventually, as stage stops ceased to be needed, it became, well, and as motor vehicles became the form of transportation, it became a fueling station. And now it is a big truck stop, and it has a wonderful, wonderful restaurant in there. And at one time, I don't know if they still do it, but if you're a truck driver and you bring your thermos in there, they will fill it for you for free. And they have a little gift shop in there. So, yeah, that's what we'll do real quick. We'll make it quick. I want to make sure that I get home in time to catch the ladies with the Vineyard Chicks homestead and be there for the Survival Seats 2024 weekly update. I don't want to miss that or interfere with it at all. So we'll be coming up to that before too much longer. And when I do, I'll pull over and we'll go take a quick tour of it. I don't think they'll have a problem with me taking everybody in with me. I hope the sound is good on the video. I didn't even think to ask about that. Wish we could see it better. Wonder if if StreamYard works on a Kindle. Because I have a Kindle, and then I can have a nice big screen. And I could read it. Hey, Logan, I just passed Ditto Creek. We were joking about, or talking about, the names of different roads, and thinking about how sometimes you wonder how they get the names of some of these different roads and streams and rivers, towns. It makes you stop and wonder where they came up with the name of some of these places. It really makes you stop and think. I was trying to think of some of the weird names that we've got around here. I know we've got Jump Creek, Jump, Jump Creek. We've got Sucker Creek. We've got Swan Falls, but I'm pretty certain there's no swan living at Swan Falls, so you wonder where you got Swan Falls. We just passed Ditto Creek. And I know there is a Shit Creek, but it's spelled Schitt. But anyway, you just stop to think about names and places. You wonder how they come up with some of these names. At least I do. I like to think about things like that. You can see our mountains off in the distance. They still have quite a bit of snow on top. We're actually surrounded by a few different mountain ranges or forests. We've got the Boise National Forest. We've got the Owahis. We've got, we just left the area of the Sawtooth. Up around Boise, we've got the Boise National Forest. We've got Payette National Forest. And then the Owahis. Oh gosh, I can't think of the other ones now. But anyway, there's several different forest ranges that are around our area. So we can get to the mountains within an hour to 2 hour drive. And it's really neat, really nice to be able to be that close to camping and hiking and whitewater rafting if you're into that, or fishing. Fishing you can get, we've got ponds and lakes and everything right in the cities and just outside the city. And it's so nice to have such a diverse land and outdoor recreation available to us year round. I wish that we were able to take advantage of more of it. But I have my gardening, and I'm able to do that and enjoy it. So, and actually, gardening has helped to heal my body in a lot of ways. Hey, there was a cement block. I could have used that. I'm not going back now. Didn't see it in time. Darn. Is that what you call landscape roadkill? Definitely back to the city. Orange Barrel Rodeo year round. We gotta have some way to spend our tax dollars, so they make us play in the rodeo, the Orange Barrel Rodeo. Yeehaw! What have we got going on up here? Does everybody have to get over? You never can tell what's going on. But we're real close to the stage stop, so we'll stop and take a little walkabout. Well, maybe I'll get over and go around, and maybe I won't. Okay. And we're off like a herd of turtles again. Got about 50 miles till I get home. That's not too bad. It's only a quarter to 3. And let's see, the girls go live at 4. Yeah, I got time to stop. It won't take too long. And I'll jump off in time. I'll make sure I'm off, even if I'm not quite home. I think it would be so fun to have a motorcycle trike, go putt-putting around town. My aunt and uncle used to drive Harleys. My uncle has passed on now, but he used to have Harleys, and I think he used to have a trike like these. That would be so cool. I would love to have one. And it's the season for all the Harleys to be out and all the rice burners. But we are to the stage stop, so I'm going to pull over and we'll take a quick little tour of this place. It is so cute. It is the cutest little stage stop, little gas station, truck stop. Hey, I can talk a normal voice. I don't feel like I have to shout to be heard over the engines and all the other traffic. I don't know if you can see it there in the distance, but it is the cutest little building. It looks like a little Swiss building. I will ask the attendants before I go all the way in and make sure that it's okay to film inside. I don't want to do anything they don't want me to do. They don't want to give me an inch, so kind of tight quarters there to get in. Oh, there we go. Now we made it. And give me just a minute here, folks. And I will disconnect everything. And we will go for a walk. How many do we have in here? Oh, okay. Oh, you passed a lot. We passed a lot yesterday, huh? Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm showing you my lap while I try to read. Didn't mean to do that, people. Try not to hit anything. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do. There's the building. Isn't that cute? All right. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to keep the screen pointed down a little bit, just so I don't invade anybody's privacy and show their face if they don't want their faces shown until I get permission to video inside. But, oh, that wind is cold. They have a little sitting area here. Isn't that cute? There's some pretty tulips. See if I'm pointing at the right part. There we go. Boise stage stop. Oh, look at those flowers. They are so pretty. All right, folks, here we go. We're going inside. Oh, all right. Hang on and bear with me, people. Let's see what we can do. Hi, I'm fine. I have a YouTube channel and I'm live right now. Is it okay if I just video a little bit inside while I'm live? Okay. All right, thank you so much. Okay, this is the inside of the store. They have a whole line of huckleberry products from Idaho. Oh, they got huckleberry coffee. Look at that. Ooh, that looks good. Hi, how are you? Good. There's some huckleberry licorice. Oh, that looks so yummy. Huckleberry syrup and honey and jam. Jesse and Lisa, if you're still in here, if you didn't stop here, you guys missed out. There's some waffle mix and pancake mix. Look at that. Oh, they've even got freeze-dried candies. Look at that, you guys. What kind of candy is this? That looks like freeze-dried Skittles. Oh, look at this horse they have up here. Look at that. Isn't that great? That would be so fun to have that up there hanging up on your wall. Just got a great big huge food section here. Oh, Jesse, look at here. You guys drove right by and you missed out on this. Look at there. They got Scotty's, Glenwood jerky. They have pretty good prices too, Jesse. Oh, this stuff is really, really good. This Naked Bee lotions and lip balm. That I've used this stuff before and it is amazing. Really, really good quality. Hey, you forgot your fishing pole? They'll fix you right up. Now, there's a doggy bone. There you go. Yeah, I know you stopped at the Garden of Eden, but next time you guys need to stop at this one. It's just outside of Boise. It's called the Boise Stage Stop. It's its own exit, and it's a little truck stop. They've got all kinds of little stuff. If you're into fishing, you can pick up all your fishing supplies. They've got doggy treats. I haven't made it to their little souvenir section yet. I'm about to, but I'm about to show you the bad sinful side here. Ooh, oh my gosh. Ronson, look at these. Look at these, Ronson. Look at that. Pineapple and ancho chili, pork rinds, and look at all of the dots. They've got chicharrones, fried pork rinds. They've got cinnamon and sugar, baked cheese curls, original, Southwest, honey mustard. Oh my gosh, look at all that. And then they've got their candy section. And these look like they're from a local here. It's Love Your Snack. Actually, they're not. They're out of Randolph, New Jersey. International Food Source LLC. But they have all kinds of nutritional health food snacks. Now we're getting into the good section. No, I don't mean this. No hooch. Oh my goodness, look at this. Little snow tiger. Logan, you'd like this one. A saddle on a saddle stand, salt and pepper shaker. If you have anybody in the military, now that is beautiful. That is really beautiful. Just a little plaque. Pretty reasonable price too. A little penny bank, wooden, I think it's cedar. It's a little penny bank. That's not bad. It's marked with the Boise stage stop. If you like the sugar skulls, they've got that kind of stuff. And if you forgot your bath towel, they'll fix you up. They'll fix you right up. They've got blackberry preserves. They've got some potato lotion. Everybody should try this. It's made out of potato starch. They've got the potato lotion, and they've got potato soap. And it comes with this this bag. I think the bag is for baking potatoes in the microwave, but I'm not 100%. I know they do make the potato bags for in the microwave. Got some dream catchers. Bandanas. You got your Rand McNally's, Jesse. I would love to, Jesse. I really, really would. But we spent more than we had to spend making the trip, so I better not. We got to make it to the end of the month. So, without double checking my bank account, I think I better. Wow. Hey, did you know that it is the 100th anniversary of the 100th anniversary of the road was Jesse? They've got the spiral bound, which would be really, really nice because then you would and on your book. And this one lost for a minute there. And then they've also got the giant one. It's the special collector's edition of road maps, Jesse. The only atlas I have is the free one that I get from my insurance agent. That's the road map, the Rand McNally road maps that I get. I never pay for my maps. Oh, anyway, they have garden stepping stones. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I love this one. Everybody needs that in their garden. Wouldn't that be fun to have? There's one, the thin blue line. Nature is my home. Life is a journey, not a destination. Our greatest blessings call us grandma and grandpa. Well, I'll never get to be a grandma. But I'm a kiddies, so there's for Logan. Logan's nickname is Froggy. Oh my goodness, I love crazy socks. There's a pair of socks for you, Jesse. It's got bacon. Oh, I got my finger over it. Sorry. I always forget where my lens is. They have bacon, egg, and socks. Noticing that it is spotty. I'm going to have to get closer to the window or something. I'll make it a little quicker here. I'll just, oh, they got a whole bunch of soaps in here. I'll go just a little quicker. Some pretty wallets. They have some nice jewelry, leather work, and fine jewelry. Some knives. Look at these walking sticks, Logan. Look at this one. And it's about less than half of what you paid for mine. Those are pretty. Anyway, this is a fun little place to stop, pick up little souvenirs, fun little blankets and cups, postcards. Do you know how hard it is to find postcards? It is so hard to find postcards anymore. You ask for postcards at some places, and they're going, postcards? What do you mean? What's a postcard? Really? You don't know what a postcard is? So, anyway, look at these shot glasses and stuff. Aren't those pretty? I need to get a shot glass for my cayenne pepper tonic. So, anyway, well, I better get back on the road. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I am so used to holding my phone that way. I gotta quit doing that. Next time you come through Idaho, make sure that the Boise stage stop is on your itinerary, because it is a fun little place to stop. There's some pretty knives. Look at there. Look at those knives. Those are really pretty. Okay, well, let's get back on the road. Oh. Here we go. I apologize for the wind. Oh. Isn't that a beautiful view of our mountains? The snow-capped mountains. And you can see a little bit of a canyon over there. I just think it's gorgeous. Okay. Almost back to the van. My poor van needs a bath. I got about 45 minutes left, half hour, 45 minutes left of a drive. And then we will be back home. But I promise I will get off before the Vineyard Chicks go live. I do not want to interfere with that at all. So, yeah, definitely do make it a stop. And if you have time to eat there, their food, at least the last time we ate there, their food was really, really good and very reasonably priced. Oh, out of breath. My asthma is bothering me a bit, and then to have the wind blowing in my face. And I walked without my cane. I'm a little tired. I apologize. Before I back out, does anybody have any questions or anything they'd especially like to talk about on the rest of the trip? Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. I wish the service in there was a little bit better, and I wish that I could have picked up something that we could give away at the end of the drive, but can't do it this time. Maybe another time. You're welcome, sweetie. Oh, we're coming into the big city of Boise next. And then it'll be Meridian and Nampa and then Caldwell. Are there any topics you'd like me to talk about before I hit the road and I can't read any comments? Okay. Walla Walla onions. Okay. Mine sucked. How's that? I couldn't get mine to grow for anything, but I could get my Southport red globe to grow. How's that for the topic? I don't know why mine wouldn't grow, except that nothing that I tried to grow inside grew. As soon as I put my stuff outside in the greenhouse, everything started to grow. A wall or a Walla Walla? Which would you rather talk about, the wall or the Walla Walla? You're a hoot, Ronson. Jesse, meet my son Ronson. Ronson, meet Jesse and Lisa. Jesse and Lisa are the lazy days ahead in comments. That's the best I can do to introduce you guys. Having not seen your conversation already, maybe you've already introduced yourselves, but Jesse and Lisa, now you know, if you didn't already, you know that Ronson is my son. And he is my other really big helper with my channel. He is a electronics guru. Let's just leave it at that. I swear that kid learned technology by osmosis. We had never even owned a computer until he was 8 years old, and when we got it, we had a 486, and how he knew that, I have no idea, because he hadn't been around computers, but he knew how it worked, and he was telling me how it worked at 8 years old. That kid's a brain with electronics. He's really blessed that way. When his birth father passed away, surprisingly, he left him some money from a life insurance policy, and he used it to build himself a gaming computer. Not all of it, but part of it he took it and spent it to buy the stuff and build a gaming computer. He never ceases to amaze me with the stuff that he can do and what he knows about electronics. I'm just a proud mama. Anyway, back to the Walla Wallas. I truly do not understand why those did not work for me. I planted them the same way I did all my other onions, and I grew them. Some of them sprouted. They were coming up beautifully. Next thing I knew, they were dead. But the other ones that I planted them and I left them outside in my greenhouse. And I never babied them, for one thing. I planted them in early February, and they were subject to all the cold at night, the cold in the heat in the day, the cold at night, the fluctuations, both of the light and the dark, the heat and the cold. And they have been growing and doing phenomenally. But my Walla Wallas, I had a grow light on them. I kept them watered. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. I kept them in the house, and they just fizzled. Every last one of them. So, and the same thing with every other seed that I started in the house. So then I restarted them. The same thing happened. Well, I was out of onion seeds, but I still had all my other seeds. I restarted them again, but this time I put them out in the greenhouse, and they are doing absolutely perfect. They're doing wonderful. Now, I haven't seen them since Thursday morning, so I don't know what they look like now. Our neighbor was taking care of the greenhouse for me, making sure that it didn't get too hot and roast them. But I'm hopeful that they're still doing just as well as they were when I left them Thursday morning. I topped them, put a light dusting of vermiculite on top of them to help hold some moisture while we were gone. And I'm just really hopeful that did what it needed to do. And I know that all of the plants that were already up before were starting to get their true leaves. And that's all my tomatoes and peppers, including the Marianas and the pepperoncini. They were starting to get their true leaves. The Waltham butternut squash It hadn't re-sprouted yet. And I'm hoping it's up by the time I get home. Um, I have not planted the beets or the kidney beans yet. I got to figure out where I'm going to plant those. But we're not having the really big freezing temperatures now, so I don't think it's a problem for me to go ahead and get those in the ground. The beets should have already been in the ground. My other beets that I have, I've planted albino beets, golden beets, and ruby queen beets, and they're already up. So I know I need to get the Detroit red in the ground, but I've got to have a place to plant them before I can. And I'm not real sure where I want to plant them. Since we have Logan's dad's pickup for a while, we'll be able to go on Marketplace and find somebody getting rid of dirt, or run down to the gravel pit and have them load us up with some dirt. And then we can start filling our raised beds. And then I'll be able to actually start planting my garden finally. We're in zone 7A. And supposedly our last frost date is May 9th. And it's April 21st. So we're only like 2.5, 3 weeks away from our last frost date anyway. And so I'll be able to get my plants out and in the garden real soon. And I'm excited about that. The only thing is that the park where we live won't be turning on our irrigation water until May 15th. So if I plant anything, I have to water it by hand. That means going in the house and filling my watering can and trucking it out there, one watering can at a time. And that's a lot of work. A lot of work. So unless we get some rain, I'll have to do that. Our raised beds that we're building, they're going to be self-wicking. And we have 4.5, almost 5 of them built. And we have to get the tubing for them. And then put the dirt and everything in. Once we do that, and we fill them up with water, then it won't be too bad. But once I fill up the reservoir with water, then the watering won't take so long. It's just a matter of making sure the reservoir is full. We are now in the city of Boise. So we're probably about 30 minutes from our exit. Let's see if I can catch any comments as we're driving. If I can, I'll want to get past this truck first. This east side of Boise is primarily industrial. So there's not a whole lot to look at. Won't be long and Mountain Home and Boise will just kind of melt into each other. Let's see. I think my screen went dark on me. I can't read. Oh, that's a long one, Robson. I can't read that one for sure. Let's see if I can brighten my screen up a little bit here. Oh, that's what happened. Somehow my brightness level got turned. My brightness level got turned way down. That makes it a little harder to read. Now I got a lot of traffic. I'm not going to be able to read comments now. Too much traffic. I'm sorry. You guys can chit chat with each other until I can see a comment. With all this traffic, I don't dare focus on the comments. But anyway, we should be coming up to the new Shields somewhere through here. We're passing where the hangar collapsed at the Boise airport here about, I guess it's been somewhere between a month and 2 months ago. One of the hangars they were working on building, and there had been complaints about some safety, is what I understand. And sure enough, the hangar collapsed and trapped a bunch of people in there and killed 2 of the workers. That really rocked the community for quite some time. don't know. I'm not 100% sure which side of the freeway it's on, but I think it's on our side of this side of the freeway is where Shields is in Meridian. And Jesse, I don't know if you're familiar with Shields, but Shields is a giant sporting goods, outdoor living marketplace, really. They have a bunch of mini stores inside of one giant store. And they just opened up here about a week or two ago here in Meridian. And I think it's the first one in Idaho. And they have a giant Ferris wheel in the middle. And they have candy stores, and they have, is it Fizzy or Fuzzy Wigs? And they've got 2 or 3 different restaurants inside. And I can't remember what all else, but they sell sporting equipment, furniture, clothing, and I don't know what all else. We haven't been there yet, but we plan to go once all the hubbub settles down. Would have loved to have gone on opening day because of all the stuff that they were doing, but as it is, there were so many people that they did a mock opening with their employees just to train them for opening day. I don't know if we can see it from here, from the freeway or not. Oh, that was a nice little getaway going to see Mom and Dad. But it does feel good to be back home. I don't miss the traffic. I don't miss that at all. Nope, I do not miss traffic at all. If I wasn't driving, I would invite one of you to pop in and join with me. Oh, here we go. There's some. Eagle Island State Park. Eagle Island State Park is a really cool place. It's along the Boise River, and they hold living history days there. I think it's in the springtime. I don't know, it might be in the fall. I can't remember now, but anyway, they do living history days, and they'll have like I think it's the Civil War reenactment that they do. And they invite school children to come and watch and learn about the old ways of doing things like butter churning and spinning wool and different things like that. It's pretty cool. They have a little beach, and you can go down and get into the water, go swimming. You can go fishing down there, and it's a pretty little place in the heart of the city. But they've preserved it so that it's like a little nature preserve right in the heart of the city. Pretty cool. I haven't been there in so long. So there's our Idaho State University satellite campus, just past that. We're in one of the fastest growing cities of Idaho right now. We're coming up to Roaring Springs Water Park and Wahoo's Fun Center. Roaring Springs has water slides, a lazy river, and water tunnels, and different things like that. And then Wahoo's is a family fun zone, and they have little sprint cars you can drive, and bumper boats, a little putt-putt golf course. I think they still have their laser tag and an arcade. I can't remember what all else they have there, but it's just a fun place to go as a family if you can afford to go. It has gotten so outrageously expensive to go there, but at one time it used to be an affordable place. They used to have all kinds of discounted coupon codes and tickets and stuff that you could get. And Wahoo's, I don't see how anybody can afford to go there. I mean, not Wahoo's, but Roaring Springs. I don't see how anyone can afford to go there now. I think it's like $50 a person to go for the day. And I just don't even see. And whole families go. I'm thinking, my goodness, how can you afford to do it? That's just crazy. And we just left Meridian, and we're already almost to Nampa. They just kind of melt into each other. Nampa's over 100,000 on the last census. They've got an Amazon warehouse there now, and I just saw where they're looking at building their second warehouse in Nampa. We've got a cheese factory across from Amazon. And we have amalgamated sugar. Amalgamated sugar has been there for, I don't even know how long. I'm not sure when they went in. If you've got an Albertsons in your community, Joe Albertson was the founder of the company, and Joe Albertson was from Boise, Idaho. His first store was built in Boise, and he slowly expanded around the valley, the Treasure Valley here, and eventually went national. Albertsons is an Idaho original company. And Simplot is a Rupert Burley area, Idaho original. Company. And if you've ever heard of Ore-Ida, which I'm sure you have, Ore-Ida it stands for Oregon, Idaho, and it's a company. It's like a cooperative between the growers of Oregon and Idaho, and there is a plant in Ontario, which is just about 23 miles from our house. And they make your basic French fries and onion rings. Ore-Ida mainly deals with your onions, and Simplot deals with your potatoes. But they do a little bit of both. Now, if you've ever heard of Crookham corn or Crookham seed, Crookham is right out of Caldwell. And I knew the Crookham family when I was working for the Canyon County Historical Museum. An amazing family. They've done a lot of philanthropic work in the area. The Crookham Seed Company is right in downtown Caldwell. They've done an awful lot of good for this community. Crookham deals primarily in agricultural seeds, and they've done a lot of work with your seed corn. Northwest Nazarene University is here in Nampa. And if you've ever heard of the College of Idaho, that is in Caldwell. That college is over 100 years old. The College of Idaho is. It's in the heart of Caldwell. Well, it looks like it is getting close to a quarter to four or three. No, quarter to four. Yeah, quarter to four. So I do not want to hold anybody up who might be wanting to go to watch the Vineyard Chicks for their live. And so I am going to go ahead and let you go. I'm almost home anyway. I've got about uh, 10 miles till I pull into my driveway. Um, so I will let you guys go. And I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Kind of made my drive a little more interesting, made it go a little faster, kept me awake. No, I'm not too terribly tired today. I got a pretty decent night's sleep, got a lot of rest. And so, anyway, I want to thank you for joining me, and I do hope you have a glorious Sunday afternoon. And I will catch you at the Vineyard Chicks Homestead for the Survival Seeds 2024 Sunday afternoon live. Head on over there, and I will see you in the chat. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Catch you later.